Good evening. My name is Hugh Sullivan. I'm an architect with Bennett Sullivan Associates. I'm here tonight with my partner Kevin Bennett, and just wanted to give you an overview of how we looked at this project and this property. Send all the mic up. I just want to bring to your attention, over the last 10 years, several developers have come to Kevin and myself at our office with some of the most lame-brain ideas that they want to implement for this project. And Kevin and I, sat there and listened to their proposals, and frankly, they were ideas that we didn't feel were appropriate for the community. There was always this caveat, and I'm sorry I have to say this, but many of these developers were from out of the community always stated that because this was property owned by the U.S. Post Office, that we completely bypass the town and all the local authorities. Well, that never sat well with Kevin and myself, because it's just not how we do work within the community. This is the first time we've come to this type of environment, and it's new to me. I guess this is the result of social media. We're used to having our drawings pinned up. And but I just wanted to let you know that. So we were concerned about this parcel, and when Attorney McTaggart came to us, and I met the LaFawn family, we felt it was a group that we could work with, and they agreed that we abide by the plan district development criteria for the town. Be that as it may, let me just go, let's see. This is the land parcel. This is the post office. This is Main Street South. The blue is the Pomperaug River.
Excuse me, Hugh.
Yes.
Sit down, we can see the screen.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm used to this, so. No, I have a mom, it's. Kevin and I are, I was talking to Kevin earlier, I said, years ago when we came back from college, because our parents sent us to college, to become architects, and now we're back, so, despite that, keep yelling at us, we'll get this done. But, I'm sorry my back's to you, but, the river's here. This is Floodbridge Road. Before I speak about architecture, possibly that Kevin and I have worked with the land use boards over the last 20 years, and we had great interest in, you're right, 30. The streetscape system, those sidewalks that no one uses. And despite that, when I first looked at the land parcel, what is interesting to me is this piece on the other side of the river. We would like, and these are our conceptual discussions, that this could go to some agency of the town of Southbury, because I'd like there's a whole trail system up in the park area here, where they could come into this zone. And as we go forward here, I'd like to see if it's possible if we could obtain a pedestrian bridge over the river that would allow us access up to the Southbury streetscape system. You should know that this land parcel to the center of the river represents about 46% of the land that essentially would be donated either as easement or as conservation easement to the town. But one of the things that's important to me, regardless of what the architecture is at this point in time, will be streetscape. So when I look at the land parcel, I see the river dividing it, I see the lower level here, we ask about history of the parcel. This area right here is essentially level to the street, it does taper back, and then it goes down this lower plane right here. We have learned historically that this used to be an area years ago where Southbury used to hold their clam bakes. I never participated in them, but I have spoken to people in the community who said it was a wonderful event. Now, to go forward, what I did is I developed 4 concept schemes. Nothing is sacred at this point, nothing is gelled, they are truly just concepts. You need to know that we, with our engineers, are still doing traffic analysis. We're still doing on-site testing for the septic systems. So we've developed 4 site plans, and I'll review them with you. And as you can see, what's important to me is to create, before I can get to the building, is to create some type of linear park. This right here essentially would be about half the size of the primary linear park that's 900 feet long in front of the Southbury Green. So the goal is that you come along the sidewalk system, you'd be able to be in this linear park here next to the post office, and there'd be a pedestrian route right into the building. As we did in Southbury Green, the goal here with the park is to install a stone wall, again to screen the parking, as well as to have layers of trees planted, again to buffer any of the building that's back here. And many of you have seen, since the trees have grown, that many of the buildings from Main Street South are obscured at the Southbury Green, which we think is quite attractive. Now, one of the things that you need to understand about a theater space is, and people are speaking about, well, why can't it be like this theater or that theater? And I just want to give you an idea of sizes of spaces. The Southbury Training School, the theater when it was open was 600 seats. The Sacred Heart Church, 650 seats. The synagogue in Southbury at high holidays time is also at 650 seats. I'm not saying they're theaters, I'm just trying to get you to understand what sizes of spaces are. The high school, Pomerog High School is 950 seats. Newtown High School, 1,200 seats. It's the largest auditorium in the state of Connecticut. This room right here is 30 feet by 50 feet. This is the size of a theater for 100 people. Now, we have more than 100 people here this evening, but this is the size of a 100-seat theater. You need to understand one of the things that's going to plague us as architects, and we've met with the fire marshal in a pre-application meeting, we have to meet the current criteria for building code. A lot of these existing theaters that you see that they've started off as one theater and they've made into multiple small theaters, they don't have to abide by the code. We do. Any type of corridor system that you'll see in this plan as we go up will range from 10 to 12 feet in width. So it's a big, component of a building of a theater. It almost represents about 20% of the actual building size, predominantly for egress. And since one of the ideas we wanted to do to break the site up is we're going to do something different. We'd like this to be a theater and a playhouse that when you arrive in park and you come into the center ticket agency to get your ticket and you'll come in, this area in the back is going to be a foyer, a grand foyer that looks to the river, looks to the lower level here, and looks up into the fields in the hills along the farm area. The goal here is to put theaters at the rear of the site and to have retail and a restaurant at the front portion of the site. If I can go to the next slide, please.